Hey guys, this is Mr. A. Crizzy here, and in today's movie review, I'm going to be doing a movie review on the 2021 movie from last year, and it's also going to be on a psychological horror film from 2021, and that's going to be on Last Night in Soho. I finally watched Last Night in Soho with my parents, like yesterday, and so Last Night in Soho is directed by Edgar Wright and stars Thomasin McKenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy. And so the story of Last Night in Soho, Last Night in Soho is about a girl named Eloise who she moves to London, the United Kingdom. She moves to London to become a fashion designer, where she moves to London so that she can become a fashion designer. But then once she moves into an apartment in London and with like an elderly woman, like she like and when night comes, she starts having these dreams where she's actually another girl named Sandy, played by Anya Taylor-Joy. And so we, the audience members, the moviegoers, were including Eloise herself, that we're all trying to figure out, and she's also trying to figure out who Sandy really is, and lots of creepy stuff is happening throughout the movie, and of course Eloise has to figure out who Sandy really is, and there you go. So what do I think of it? Well, first of all, from my parents thoughts on Last Night in Soho. My dad thought it wasn't that bad of a movie, and as for my mom didn't really like it that much, but for me, in my honest opinion, I actually really enjoyed Last Night in Soho. I actually really enjoyed it, because I do like scary movies now, and I like horror films as well. So, and of course, not to mention, I also love Edgar Wright as well. Edgar Wright, who's known for directing lots of films, unlike his other films he directed, which were all comedic, comedy films. This one, Last Night in Soho, is more of a psychological horror film, more of a scary movie, and it's not really a comedy film. And yeah, and I gotta say, Edgar Wright still does a great job in this. I still think Edgar Wright still does a great job working on his films, and he did a great job working on this film. And that's not really a comedy film. It's more of, like I said, a psychological horror film. And yeah, his previous films were all like action, horror comedies, like Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, and Baby Driver. And even last year in 2021, I actually did watch Baby Driver, and I actually reviewed Baby Driver last year as well. And I still love Baby Driver, and I also watched Scott Pilgrim versus the World last year as well, and I enjoyed Scott Pilgrim as well. And for this one, Last Night in Soho, I can definitely say it's a pretty good movie by Edgar Wright. Edgar Wright does a good job directing this film, and it's got good acting performances too by the actresses, like Thomasin McKenzie as Eloise. I thought she did good, and Anya Taylor-Joy did a good job in this film as well. And of course, I know Anya Taylor-Joy was also on a Netflix show that came out 2 years ago in 2020 called The Queen's Gambit. And me and Mom watched The Queen's Gambit on Netflix last year in 2021. And we both enjoyed it. And of course, most of us animation and Illumination fans we all know that Anya Taylor-Joy is going to be playing Princess Peach in the new Super Mario movie, the new Mario animated film directed, well, not really directed, but that it's like the new Mario film that Illumination's working on, that Anya Taylor-Joy is going to be in which I'm looking forward to the new Mario film. I am excited for the new Mario movie. But yeah, so, and even the visual effects, the way they shot this film, how it was filmed in the UK and London, where the film setting, it's very good. It's very cool, and it's also beautiful. It's also it also has some beautiful shots, some pretty shots, it's very good, very nice to look at. And of course, and when we get to the dream sequences, that's when things get really serious. It gets really weird, and sometimes it gets a little confusing. But if you watch the movie carefully and if you understand it right, then you'll see what the movie's going through here. And yeah, and this and Last Night in Soho was actually made by a company called, like, it's made by Perfect World Pictures, like, Perfect World, the Universal Comcast company. But this movie's not a Universal film. It's actually a Focus Features film. And I know Focus Features has made other great films too. And I'm very glad that I finally watched Last Night in Soho, since I was interested in checking this film out. So here we are right here, my movie review on Last Night in Soho. So Edgar Wright does a good job working on this film. Good acting performances by Thomasin McKenzie and Anya Taylor-Joy. So overall, Last Night in Soho was a good movie, and I'm gonna give Last Night in Soho 4 out of 5 stars. I'll probably get this movie on Blu-ray because since I liked it, since I liked it for the best, I'll probably get this movie on Blu-ray when it comes out on Blu-ray, like later this month in January. Like, probably because I think I heard Last Night in Soho is coming out on Blu-ray this month on January 18th. So I'll try to see what I can do to get Last Night in Soho on Blu-ray. So yeah, and if you haven't seen Last Night in Soho yet, then I say I recommend it. If you love Edgar Wright, then I say give this movie a watch. I recommend it. So there you have it, guys. That's going to be it for my movie review on Last Night in Soho. And that's going to be it for this video. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. And as always, thanks for watching. And until next time, this is Mr. A. Crizzy saying goodbye, everybody, and that's about it.